These are the INMO GO3 smart glasses, and at first glance they don't really look like smart glasses at all, and that is kind of the point. And thanks to INMO who have partnered with us on this video, I can tell you all about these glasses. From a quick glance, they look like your regular everyday glasses, which is what a lot of those other smart glasses, they just don't do. And I just feel quite comfortable wearing these glasses out and about, especially since they have those prescription lenses, which is always an added bonus. The Go3 is INMO's third generation of smart glasses. The first generation released alongside the Ray-Ban Metas, and they proved that you could build AI glasses with a display without needing cables hanging everywhere. The Go2, it doubled down on real-world features like translation and teleprompting, but it was still very much an early-gen product, and the frames were a little thicker and a slightly heavier front design. The Go3 though, this feels like a point where everything comes together. It's better comfort, it's better battery management, more translation support, and a design that looks a lot more like something you'd actually want to wear every day. They only weigh around 58 grams, so they're a little bit heavier than your normal glasses, but once you put them onto your face, you just don't feel that at all. They just feel like your regular everyday glasses, which I think is just very impressive, especially when you can see exactly what these glasses can do, or maybe in this case, can't see what these glasses can do. I say can't see because when you're using these glasses, no one else around you can see what you're seeing. Let me try and see if I can show you the display, because inside there's a binocular green micro LED display which uses a diffractive optical waveguide. It has a resolution of 640 by 480, so this isn't trying to be a full cinema screen, it's more of a private information layer for subtitles, prompts, directions, and quick info exactly where you're looking, and that's what makes these pretty impressive. With the Go3, they are designed with an anti-leakage display, and that means that people around you cannot see what is on that screen. So it might just be directions, it might be information in public, but that is not being projected out for everyone else to read. And I think that privacy is very important, especially when you come to start using that translation feature on the Go3. And by the way, that translation feature on these glasses is so cool. The way I see the translation feature is it's kind of like private subtitles for the real world. Using the Go3, you can actually translate up to 78 languages, and then the glasses can actually output into 98 languages. And there are a few different ways that this can work. First, there is photo translation. So let's say that you are traveling and you're out and about and you see a menu, a sign, or maybe even you're in a museum and you see a description that needs to be translated. All you have to do is say, "Hey, INMO, translate what's in front of me." The glasses will then snap a photo pretty quickly and use AI image recognition to extract that text and show the translation directly in your view. And when you see this happening in real time, it's quite impressive. Then you have that real-time translation, so this can be used in meetings, lectures, or just talking to someone that doesn't speak the same language as you. Whatever someone is saying will appear as translated subtitles in the glasses. So these are actually going to be great if you're away on holiday, but I have this in my hand, which is the optional INMO speaker to translate English into, let's say, Spanish, and then that can be heard out loud. And then once you get the reply, you can see the translation right in the display of the glasses. The whole idea of this is it's meant to work in close to real time, and it eliminates now that process of having to record something into your phone and then give it to someone else and then them have to give it back to you. That's a long process. So let me show you exactly what this sounds like. Hello, my name is Paul and I'm looking for the closest restaurant, and I could really do with it on the screen.
Mi nombre es Paul y estoy buscando el restaurante más cercano y realmente me vendría bien un helado.
And I think that is quite impressive. There's also another good benefit of these glasses, especially if you know someone who is hard of hearing. If you set the input language to your own language, then you essentially get real-time subtitles of what the other person is saying. And this is such a useful feature. And you know what? I kind of love it, and it works really well. Something else that I kind of love is the battery on the INMO Go3. Firstly, with how slim these glasses are, you might actually not even be able to tell where the battery is, but trust me, the battery really packs a punch. You can get hours of music and calls using the teleprompter, which I'll get to in a minute, and then around about 3 hours of constant translation. So the glasses, they'll have you covered, but one of my favorite parts is that magnetic battery. So the magnetic battery sits just here in the stem, and you get an extra one with the glasses, which comes in a little charging case as well, which as soon as you put one of them in, it will start just to charge, so you always have some battery to go. But it's how quickly you can actually swap the batteries out. So here's the battery inside the glasses. I'll take that out. You pop that in just here, and then within 2 seconds, it is ready to go, and you are back on your feet with that translation, listening to music, or even even using it for navigation. The battery case that the swappable battery comes in is pretty small and it charges with USB-C, and you can get around about 3 to 4 charges using that case. It's perfect if you're traveling, and I like the fact that if that battery does die, you know within 5 seconds you can swap it out and you can be using your glasses again, because other glasses that I've used, once the battery dies, it dies, but not on the INMO GO3. Talking of traveling, when you take these glasses away from a desk, one more of the practical lifestyle features that I like is the first-person AR navigation. The Go3 uses built-in HERE maps for walking or cycling, and it can project directions straight into your line of sight. So instead of doing that thing where you keep pulling your phone out, checking your next turn, the directions are just there while you move. I don't see this as replacing your phone for every single situation, but walking through a city or traveling somewhere unfamiliar when you want to keep your head up more often, it makes a lot of sense. I feel like this turns navigation into something more glanceable and hands-free, which is exactly where smart glasses should be useful. And let me go back to something that I mentioned before, because the INMO GO3, they have a built-in teleprompter. This is something that I'm a big fan of because I record a lot of videos which have a lot of scripts, and I'm so bad at remembering my scripts. But now what I can do is go to the INMO app, I can upload the script straight onto the glasses, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but for the entirety of this video, my script has been here right in front of my eyes. Like, this is a lifesaver. You can control the teleprompter through a few different ways. So the optional Ring 4, or the glasses can use AI smart mode to move through the script at the pace of how you're speaking. And I think that's pretty cool because what I say to what I've written down in the script, it changes a lot. And with that smart mode, it can actually dynamically catch up depending on what you're saying. You can even control this through the temples on the right hand side or through the app if you want to do that. Along with the teleprompter, I feel like the translation, navigation, and privacy, that is what really makes these glasses stand out. And I barely even mentioned that there's an AI voice assistant built straight into these glasses. It can use Gemini or ChatGPT, so you can get things like quick searches, summaries, and then even more complex prompts if you need. As I said, these are the 3rd generation of the INMO smart glasses. They have the features and design locked down, and the fact that these look like regular glasses, that's just what is most impressive. And you can wear them all day with those prescription lenses and sunglasses lenses, so they fit into most people's lives easily. Again, thanks to INMO for partnering with us on this video, and if you have watched this and you think, you know what, I fancy picking up a pair, then have a look in the description and you'll find all the links that you might need.